Good afternoon, Blair for Home followers, to all my friends, to all my family. I hope all is well with you. It has been a little bit. I missed a week putting together one of my blogs, and I have a lot of thoughts that I wanted to go with. But today I decided, before I get too deep, and this will be my third installment of this, and I wanted to do one on a weekly basis. And last week presented some complications. For history purposes, we're just getting out of the COVID. Unfortunately, now we're going through a very tragic situation with the George Floyd death and the protests and the riots that are coming behind this. And so it has been a very challenging year, not only personally, but for faith-wise and friends. But before I go too deep into this, I wanted to I can go ahead and talk about real estate. I can go talk about some other things that be in my mind, but who is Blair Armstrong? And I wanted to share that with you today. Who is Blair? Some of you who watch this have been friends for many years. Some of you who have watched this have maybe been friends for only a couple months, maybe a couple weeks. I don't know. But before we get too much farther in, I wanted to share you who I was, so we can have a different connection as we proceed forward into this journey. I truly believe that God has me on this journey, because I would not thought of this without him. So with that being said, obviously I have a very strong faith. It is growing every day. I believe God has put me in some different situations that I've learned from. Some I don't like. Because I thought I was going to go on a different plan, but here, nor there. So with that being said, I am happily married to my beautiful wife, Chrissy. We actually met on a houseboat. Actually, we met in college, but we first started dating back in 1989, I believe it was. She'll probably correct me on that, but we were at a SAE Shasta boat trip, and she went with one of my fraternity brothers, and I was on a different date, and we kind of talked. We connected a little bit beforehand, but before you knew it, I'm floating on an inner tube, and I came down and asked her if she wanted to sit on the inner tube with me, and we didn't part for the rest of the couple days that we were out in Lake Shasta. Had a great time. We had a summer of that out of college. Her life went one way, my life went another way, and we just kind of separated. But over the course of time, and thank God, many, many years later, we reconnected, which is great. And through the course of Facebook and some different things like that, we eventually got married. The story is a long process, so next time I see you, it has been quite a journey, but I am grateful for her in my life. It has been an absolute blessing to have us. It has been a challenge. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. It's been a challenge. We got married very late in life. A lot of us were set in our ways, so we have learned a lot. I've learned a lot of patience. We've learned communication on both sides. But again, God put us in this situation, and I'm very, very, very happy to be that part. Along with that, I have been married in the past. Some of those who know that, some have not. I was blessed with a very smart, outgoing son. His name is Christian. Love him dearly. He is an inspiration to me in so many different ways, and I'm thankful for that. I hope that I give him back the same. But he has blessed me not with one, not with two, not with three, not with, just four. We have four beautiful grandkids. I have an 11-year-old. I have a 5-year-old grandson. The 11-year-old's named Dominic Alexander. The next one is Crew Alexander. And the other two are Trenton Joshua and Canaan James. And Canaan and Trenton are actually identical twins. So they came in August, but they came super early. They spent about 77 days in the NICU before they got to go home, and now they are just amazing. So if you follow me through Facebook or through Instagram, You might see some pictures pop up, but we are very proud as the Armstrong clan to have them on there. So that part is great. But anyway, that is it. Actually not it, but that is part of my journey on the kids side. Again, it could go there many ways. This is kind of give you a brief overview of who I am. I've had many hats throughout my career, from working at the editorial library of the Oregonian being my first job, going through a couple other jobs as most teenagers and young adults do, to having a managerial position through Costco for many years, to relocating down to California, doing a couple of different things. I've sold RVs. I've sold real advertising for the Desert Radio Group out here in the desert. I've gone back to Eugene. I actually opened up a farmer's insurance agency up there for a couple of years. Son went off into the Army, and then I decided to move back to the desert. And that's really where Chrissy and I kind of bringing that back down. When I moved back down here, she moved down here, and that's actually where we reconnected. We have just finished our third year of marriage, and it's been phenomenal. So I'm very blessed for that. So that is in a nutshell of who I am. I'm currently working with a great company. I was asked to come aboard in October, actually in September, but actually came aboard in October to Coldwell Banker. I am now have a great office down here inside the gates of Ironwood Country Club, and am very, very honored to have been chosen to be a part of this. So again, as I wanted to just kind of touch a little bit of who Blair Armstrong was. I keep saying that, but again, I don't want this to be scripted. I want to be raw. I want it to come from here. These are my thoughts to you, and maybe they resonate. That is, being married. We have kids, grandkids. I also sit on the Board of Fellowship of Christian Athletes. You can see that patch right there. This was a great gift. Anyway, who's Fellowship of Christian Athletes? We are a ministry that we go ahead and help kids along in so many different words, is to raise awareness of faith, and we do it through the avenue of sports. We minister through coaches who minister through kids, and to enhance kids and coaches' lives, their relationships with God. So I'm very happy to be a part of that. I've been a board member for about 4 years now, and it's been quite a journey. It's helped me grow in my faith, and I love that. So you will see a lot of that. I rely a lot on my faith. I've not had an easy life, and I've not had a hard life. I've had the life that God has given me, and He has given me much grace for some times that maybe I should have not have been here. I've had some tragedies, and I have some successes. I'm not afraid of my tragedies, and I'm very blessed to have my success. So that is who Blair Armstrong is in a nutshell. I don't want to bore you too much, but I also want to give you a different side of me. The thing is, when I meet you, I want to be friends with you for the rest of our lives. And if it's a short-term relationship while we're here on earth, I also want to build that, so when I see you in heaven, we can continue to have great stories. So that is it. If there's any, and I always will say this, if there's any way that I can help you, if it's through prayer, if it's through labor, if it's through something else, please do never hesitate to help. I feel like I've been very well connected throughout my life, and I always will have someone that you can turn to. But I would love to be your source. If you're in the desert, as I always say, my office is always in Ironwood Country Club, and if you just want to come in here and chat, I'd love to do that, share some stories. Golf course is right next door. It's kind of right behind me, actually. We can go jump on there. If you want to go hit a tennis ball, we can do that too. If you want to go on a hike, I'm surrounded by a bunch of hikes. So then again, another little insight of me. I want to be very active to be on that part. But most of all, guys, I hope that you're well during these times. I know they've been challenging. Please keep in mind that tensions are short. We don't know what to do, but have faith that God will provide. I promise you that He will. If you just need to talk about stuff, I am here for you to talk. If you need someone to talk to and you're female, I have a great wife that's got a great ear and great insight. So again, we are here to help you and get you through this process. But be patient with people. I know it's hard. I lose my stuff all the time. But I remind them that I don't know what they're going through. We love you very much. This may or may not be entertaining to you, but as I said, I just kind of felt compelled to give you a little insight of who I was. And I really want you to understand life has not always been a bowl of peaches and cream for me, but I'm glad to be here. I felt like I've learned a lot. I've surrounded myself with men of great faith that have helped me get along to where I'm at. I've also have married a very faithful woman that has helped me through some challenges and been very, very forgiving when she didn't need to be. And so I'm grateful for that as well. But most of all, I'm grateful that somehow, some way that I'm going to be able to impact your life. I hope that it has been an impactful one to a positive way. If there is some way, somehow that I have possibly not impacted your life in a positive way, please let me know. I would love to correct that. Sometimes I may say things or do things that I'm not aware of, and I may have hurt your feelings, and I apologize for that. Hope all is well. Please let me know how, again, I can help, but I feel like I'm saying that, so I'm just going to send you off. Have a great afternoon. We love you. God bless. If there's anything we can do for you, not only in the real estate world, but in your personal world, please let us know. Thank you very much for taking your time and watching this. If you feel like you need to share this with somebody else, please do. Have a great afternoon. Bye.